Got a very special guest on here today. Very, very special guest. The reason why he's special is because he was the first international guest to come on Warriors Fan TV way back in round 6. I think it was 6, man. You guys, we went to Newcastle. I think we'd just come off the win. I think we had just come off the Sharkies win. I believe. Man, it's been a long year, bro. Don't ask me.
Yeah.
I'm asking myself questions. I've got no idea what the answers are.
Yeah.
But you came on, I think, yeah, you guys done us quite convincingly back then. I think Young must have scored like, you know, it was the same problems back then as the same problems that we had just a couple of weeks ago, our left edge. You know, so mate, welcome back on the show. Z-Tank99, for those that don't know you, if you're a Newcastle fan, you know who this guy is, but for those that don't know you, bro, give us a little bit of a talk about who you are.
Yeah, I'm just an Novocastrian who loves sport. I talk about a lot of different sports and things on my channel. It's a bit of a general mix of things, but yeah, that's probably the basic way to explain me.
Nah, nice one, bro. Nice one. Yep. So look, just want to preface this conversation first and foremost by saying massive congratulations to KP for winning the DallyM last night. If you don't know, bro, he's massively loved over here. Okay, so we've got a lot of respect. You know, a lot of us have followed his journey. You know, right from when he burst on the scene with his highlights of him playing high school league, playing touch. You know, he's kind of like in that era of kind of around that kind of SJ era where people were like getting into YouTube and getting stuff and going like, who the hell's this guy? So I want to get that one out the way. All right. But for those that don't know, that haven't watched Newcastle games, I don't watch Newcastle games. All right. I catch the highlights and go, shit, they won again. My God, they won another one, you know? So that massive 10 game run, tell us, give us a bit of insight, bro, into his season.
So obviously the first half wasn't really the best because originally they were doing this thing about Lachlan Miller was going to be the fullback and Ponga was going to move into the 6. And then it was round 2 against the Tigers. He copped another head knock, which was a bit of a running theme from the end of last year. Yep. And they said, no, enough's enough. They sent him over to Canada for a month to like properly rehabilitate. He's come back and he's kind of pushed Lachlan Miller out, going back into that fullback positioning. And he's been all right in like the mid part of the year. We get the win against the Titans, lose to the Sharks, win against Manly, and then we went on like a 3-game losing streak to like Brisbane, Roosters, and Penrith. But round 18 against the Bulldogs, something just changed where we've decided to put 66 on him, and it's just Ponga had like 11 from 11, 3 try assists. And ever since then, the Knights just went on that run, and Ponga pretty much is the key of it. Pretty much like the whole Willie Mason thing about, as much as he raised a bit of a muck about you take Ponga out of the spine and it's the worst spine in the NRL. I like to think that our spine's all right, but if Kalyn wasn't there, we wouldn't be in the position we are. He's been our main play. All the players go through him. He's basically like a second halfback in a sense.
Yeah, you know, Big Willie's got a big platform now, right? So he's definitely, you know, that podcast that he's got. He's definitely a businessman now. I would imagine. You know, I saw that post that came out just a couple of weeks ago after you guys lost over here. I was just like, oh wow, really, man? You know, you're gonna stick the boot in. You're gonna stick the boot in when the bro's kind of like down. Interesting to say that though. But you know what spine in the competition do you take 1 or 2 players? I mean, if you have a look at our spine, you know, take SJ out and we're a different team. You know, put him in, we're a great team. Take Ivan Cleary out. You know, you could probably say that all the others. But anyway, let's get into this DallyM, man, because if I was Kalyn Ponga, I wouldn't even turn my phone on today.
Yeah.
Because I can already predict that social media is going to be on fire. I mean, if he turns his phone on, he's going to get 2 things. I see this in a little video I've just done on my TikTok. He's going to have a lot of messages of support, a lot of messages of love, a lot of messages of congratulations, teammates, family members, whānau on this side of the ditch. Players that were in the running for him are probably going to say the same thing. But then on the other side, right? There's going to be gasoline and freaking yeah, a lot of salty fans, especially the SJ lovers over here are going to be. So what? Yeah, what do you think is going to happen today, bro? Like in terms of the commentary that's going to be coming out.
Mate, I'm surprised New Zealand haven't declared war on Newcastle and have like gotten their battleships into Newcastle Harbour, but it's like everybody was just like, I don't think I saw anybody in the lead up to this DallyM saying anyone other than Shaun Johnson was going to win it, and then it happened. That Ponga won. It's just, I think the whole reaction was just shock. It's like, really? kind of thing. But yeah, I'd get a burner phone if I was Ponga to divert some messages.
Because obviously it's not just stats, right? Because like,
yep.
Because we all know kind of like those because like it was kind of like Payne Haas, right? If it went to Payne Haas, I'd be like, fantastic, like what a season he's had, you know. If it went to Adam Reynolds, I'd be like, yeah, okay, great. But to go to someone like you said, I don't think anyone's ever talked about KP being in the running for the DallyM. You know, I'd even go so far to say, you know, DCE. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at DCE getting it. You know what I mean? But then again, you know, it's like another halfback. I mean, Marjorie's had actually, I don't watch a lot of Knights games, but Marjorie, whenever I see him in the highlights reel, I'm like, yeah, man, he's the man. But obviously, it's not down on stats. It's down on whatever the judges are feeling like on the night. Kind of feels like, right?
Pretty much. It's like when I was like watching like the first, like I cut into about like halfway through the DallyM because just didn't have time, and it was like I was even thinking for a bit like Dylan Edwards could have like jumped up as well because he was consistent all year, and it's like because he was probably the shoe-in for fullback of the year, but obviously because who was going to get the big award in the end, they had to give it to Kalyn. But yeah, it's out of all the players to get it, did not expect it to be Ponga.
Yeah, so we just look down the team of the year, you know, Kailyn, DWZ, Jermaine Asako, Stephen Crichton, Farmworth, Ezra Mann, SJ, Payne Haas, AFB, Harry Grant, Liam Martin, David Fafita, yeah, Pat Carrigan, scary team. You know, frightening team, that one. When I was interviewing fans before our final game together, you know, we were all a bit nervous, right? Because like your back five is terrifying, like terrifying back five. But obviously it didn't go that way. But we never thought that any of the players in that team would get a shout into being DallyM contender, let alone DallyM winner. Like I said in the beginning, man, congratulations to him. I think this is going to be one of a little bit of shock coming today and in the rest of the days. I mean, if we were talking about a forward pass for a week, right, in a semi-final, I wonder how long the Fox bloody, you know, the 360 guys, the podcasters are going to be talking about this one for a while. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, it's genuinely like the discussion about the results could genuinely continue pretty much up until like Shaun Johnson retires. Like that's like something that it could come down to, because it's like, oh, he had like, because this he's getting up there in age a little bit. He's still got like few years in him, but this could have been like his last chance, mate. I won't say last chance, but he's had a fantastic season. And it's like, oh, can he replicate that again?
No. No's the answer. Like, and we've all been proven wrong with Shaun Johnson. So whether he can, but like to back up a season like this consistently, you know, I can't name many players that can do it consistently. And for the ones that did it consistently were a little bit younger than 33. So he's 34 next year. Does he have the gasoline in him to carry on this form? But even if he does carry on this form, let's just say he has a better season next year. Well, he didn't win the DallyM this year. So what makes us think that he's going to win the DallyM next year?
Yeah,
And
that's the big thing.
and you know, whether or not, because his contract ends at the end of next year. We've actually got quite a few players coming to the end of the contract next year, and I don't think, wow, it would have been a nice little cherry on the cake for the guy, right? Because to win a grand final, like, that's the ultimate. But yeah, whether or not he can back it up for next year, who knows? Who knows, man? He's had a great season. Even other players that have come on podcasts have said, you know, he's in line for DallyM 100%. And I suppose for him, it might have been a bit of a kick in the guts last night.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reaction to him getting 0 points in the Manly game was because the camera was on him and he was like, "What the fuck?" Like he was like in shock. That, like, probably, I wouldn't say probably he was like the best player in that game, but I definitely feel like he should have gotten at least some points. Like, for 0 is a bit nuts.
Yeah, totally, man. And look, great end of the season for the Knights. Like, that run was crazy, bro. So what was it like for the fans when you guys just kept on winning and winning and winning? It was just like, holy hell, you know.
It's weird because it's like probably the first time in, like, probably when I was a kid, there was like proper like optimism of us actually doing something, because like we made the finals like here and there over the last couple of years, but it's only been like we've just made it and then first week get knocked out. But this is like we could do damage, and we were beating teams like finals contending teams like Souths and Cronulla and Melbourne and all that. And so it's just everything just clicked at the right time. And yeah, it's like the whole city, like I feel like it's like Newcastle is like happy and optimistic when the Knights are doing well, because like one town team, everybody backs them. But yeah, it's like it got everybody together, same way as the Warriors this year. It's like everyone just came and got on the collective bandwagon. Probably, I will say, not as good as the Warriors, because we didn't have a catchy slogan along the lines of "Up the Wars," but
Up the Knights, does that work?
Kind
of works.
Yeah,
kind of works.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just, who would have thought?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, you know, going on that run, Doggies, Tigers, Storm, Raiders, you know, I'm just looking at them now, Dolphins, back to the Doggies, smashing Rabbitohs. I think you played the Sharks at the right time.
Yeah.
At the right time there. Then the Raiders, 2 points again. Tough being a Raiders supporter. And then just kind of running out of steam when you came over to Auckland for that game. You know, there was quite a bit of optimism there, that you could have, you know, really upset us, and we could feel it as well. But I think, you know, as we've all seen, it was pretty much done in the first kind of 10. Well, you know, first few tries that went over, I think heads went down. But yeah, man, I feel sorry for Kalyn Ponga's phone today and his DMs. And all the pundits that are going to be coming out with everything. But no, I think you're absolutely right. It could be one of those talking points that's just going to carry on. 2023 will go down in history as the resurgence of rugby league in this country.
Yep.
I would say the resurgence of rugby league for Warriors supporters in your country.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us have just many of us over the years have just put our jumpers, you know, put our jerseys way back in the back of the closet.
Yeah.
And started watching AFL, or started picking an NBA team. And a lot of those supporters have got those jerseys out this year and jumped on. And I can only imagine what the atmospheres were like over there. I've only seen it on social media. So but I think 2023, man, and I'm going to say this, I think 2023 is also going to be the year that Shaun Johnson was either, you know, people say robbed, Shaun Johnson fell short, Shaun Johnson didn't win the DallyM, because I think you're absolutely right. It's going to be one of those talking points for a lot longer to come.
Yeah, 100%.
But look, onwards and upwards, man. Are you excited for next year for your team? Who's off contract? Talk to me about. I mean, fucking Young's gone, but who's what are you guys kind of, what's the kind of feeling?
So there's been some rumors going around at the moment because apparently, like I've heard Jaden Brayley and Daniel Saifidi, there's been talks about apparently they might be heading. Bradman Best there's a photo of him having a meeting with some other club. Like I haven't looked into who it is, but we've got a bunch of players coming. I think we've got Jed Cartwright from the Souths, who should be good at in. And we've also got Kai Pearce-Paul and Will Price over from England. So there's going to be a bit more of an English field in the field to play alongside Jackson Hastings, obviously played over there. So I think it's a positive side. I don't know if we're going to be like on another 10-game winning run, but I feel like we should, if we want to continue this, is to aim to finish again in the top 8, which is kind of not to say, obviously, looking into the this season.
Yeah, totally. So Bradman Best is talking to another club. That's concerning. It's a bit concerning because you are, if you lose him. Young's had an amazing season. Wish him well at his new team. KP can keep fit. I noticed, I was at the game actually, and I noticed Crossland picked up an injury real early. You know how you can see stuff at the game that you can't see on TV? He picked up he picked up a knee niggle real early, and I wonder if that kind of affected the rest of the game, because I don't think he came off for the whole game. And I think he's prone to a bit of a niggle. But solid player, by the way. And look, for us, who knows? Actually, next year is going to be quite an important year. I think all the pressure is going to be on for next year, because this year we weren't expected. We were expected. I would have been happy with 10th, finishing 10th this season, and then trying to push into the 8th next season. But now we finished 4th. There's going to be a lot of expectation and pressure, not only on the players, but also the coach. And, the other teams around us who had below average seasons, Roosters, Bunnies, and the like, are probably going to be pushing this year to get into that 8, right? So it's going to be a bit of a shit fight.
Yeah, 100%.
But look, man, thank you so much for coming on, giving us your thoughts. ZTank99 people, if you're Newcastle Knights fan, appreciate you coming on, man. I know it's early over there, so I hope you have an awesome rest of your day.
Yeah, I hope you have a good day, good rest of the day for you too.
Cheers, buddy. Take care, Ray.
See ya.